You're so lucky because you just found your one-stop informational video regarding document needed for your Canada study permit as an international student. I am also an international student in Canada, so you know that I am giving you information from experience. Anyways, hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is well, let's forget about my name because that's not what you're here for. Let's get straight into this video. So I wrote a list, and these documents are going to be divided into 3 parts: your personal document, your sponsor's document, and proof of relationship to sponsor. I'm going to start with your personal documents. The first thing you're going to need is your statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is literally like an essay or a letter explaining to the visa officer why you want that visa. I have a sample. I read my own statement of purpose and it's linked in the description box. The next is your international passport. You need a valid international passport, a passport that is not going to expire within the course of your program. So if your program is 1 year, make sure your passport is not expiring in 1 year. At least your passport should have a valid date from 2 years above. Number 3 on my list is your letter of admission. Obviously, before you apply for any Canada study permit, you need to have gotten accepted into a university in Canada. The next one is tuition receipts. This is for people that have paid a deposit or paid their complete tuition. It's totally not necessary. Not every school require a deposit, so just have it in case your school required a deposit. The next is your bachelor's degree. I used my bachelor's degree because I applied for a master's program. If you're coming to Canada for a bachelor's program, I think you have to bring your WAEC certificate. The next one is your university unofficial transcript. If you're not coming here for master's, you absolutely don't need this. Number 7 on the list is evidence of anything you said in your SOP. Go and watch my SOP video so you understand what I'm talking about. But basically what I mean is, in your SOP, if you made any claims, maybe you could say, oh, I started an NGO, I got an award in university while I was in school, I graduated with this, I have a small business. Show proof of every single thing you say. Anything you say in your SOP, you need to show backing, you need to show proof, like at least most things, because there are some things that you won't have proof of. In my own case, I submitted my editing class flyers and editing class reviews. The next one is your family information form. That is IMM 5645. It's on IRCC's website. You just print it out or you fill it online and just save it. Then you upload it together with every other document. The next is your police character clearance. So many people have mixed reviews about this. Some people say it's not necessary, some people say it's necessary. But what I would say is just do it. So even if it's not necessary, at least, and if it's necessary, you're safe. My motto is over information is better than under information. The next one is your NIN, self-explanatory, and you also need your medicals report sheet. If you've done your upfront medicals, you would have your medicals report sheet. If you do not do upfront medicals, you just have to wait. The visa office or IRCC is going to send you an email telling you to go do your medicals. The next set of documents you'll be needing are your sponsor's documents. So the first on my list is letter of financial support. If you want me to read out my own, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make a separate video reading out my letter of financial support. Your letter of financial support is a letter written by your sponsor telling the visa officer that he's going to be responsible for you throughout your schooling period. So your sponsor is also going to list out how much he has in his account and how much any of his properties are worth, and your sponsor is also going to tell the visa officer how much you yourself, that's the applicant, will be needing, and that he has enough money in his account to solve your needs. The next is your sponsor's bank statement. I think your sponsor's bank statement has to be up to 3 to 6 months. Personally, I used a bank statement of 6 months. Also, your bank statement should have enough money that cover your living expenses for 1 year and at least your 1 year school fees and flight fees. If your sponsor's bank statement is not up to that amount, do not waste your time because you're going to waste your money applying for visa and still get rejected. It has to be up to that amount. The next one is your sponsor's international passport. This is very important. So you need to show the sponsor's international passport. That's a means of identification. Another document is your sponsor's payslip for at least 6 months or any promotion letter. That's if your sponsor is employed. If your sponsor is self-employed, like in my case, my sponsor is a businessman, And the document I submitted was my sponsor's CAC. That's all. But if your sponsor has other business documents, it'd be very beneficial to include that too. Or the next one is your valuation report. My sponsor had some properties he also wanted to present to the visa officer, to the IRCC, that, okay, though I have this money in my account, but just in case of any unforeseen circumstances, these are some properties that I have that I can sell. So for valuation report, I think you're going to meet a property valuer. They're everywhere. Find a good office, one that is actually registered. And basically what this reporter or what this valuer do, they go to your property and they take a picture of your property. They check the tiles, they check the windows, they check the roof, they check the land, the location of the land, and they determine an amount to that property. So once you have a valuation report, there's no need to take a picture of the property. There's no need to take a picture of the property because the valuation report also comes with a picture of the property. The next one is land documents. My sponsor also presented some of his lands. These are lands without buildings in them. So yeah, he presented the document too. So the next category is proof of relationship to sponsor. So you need a picture of you and your sponsor. It could be a family picture, it could be a picture with friends, or a picture that shows that you and your sponsor are in good terms and you guys see and it's not fake and it's not just someone that, you know, any random person that you just met that is doing this for you. So it could be old pictures, it could be current pictures, it doesn't matter. Just show multiple pictures if you can of you and your sponsor. The next one is birth certificate. If your sponsor is your father, you need to submit your birth certificate and your father's birth certificate, just to show that, oh, the surnames are exactly the same. Some people might say this is not necessary because of the international passport you're already submitting, but just put it just in case. The next one is marriage certificates. If your sponsor is your husband or your wife, you need to show that you guys are actually legally married. I think there's some institution that's recognized by IRCC. I think the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church, I think they're recognized. Don't quote me on this. Make your research. I was not married and I am not married, so my husband did not sponsor me. Another example I want to give is maybe you're married and your sponsor is still your father, but you're married, so obviously you've changed your surname. And obviously before you change your surname to your husband's surname, you swore an affidavit, right? So you have to submit that affidavit. So that affidavit will show your former name, so that when you submit your father's passport, the surnames don't match with your own passport, you can show the affidavit that you were once bearing this surname. So that will just correct any mistake. If you've also changed your name in the past in anything, make sure you bring the affidavits, the newspaper publication, whatever you think would be necessary to avoid confusion. One thing I like to say is these visa officers, right? They may be confused about something, but they cannot reach out to you. And they're going to judge your application based on the information that they understand. So even if you put some information there that they don't understand, it is not their duty to reach out to you. It is your duty to make sure you provide every single information, every single explanation that will be necessary. If you have any slight idea that, oh, this might be confusing, no, make sure that thing is not confusing at the end of the day. So one last bonus tips I'm going to give to my girlies and my guys here. If you know you want to come with your partner, I'm talking about your boyfriend, someone you're not married to, but you guys are in a committed relationship. Or maybe you don't want to come with the person now, but maybe you know the person would like to come later on, or to come see you or visit you for a while, and you don't want to go through visiting visa process. There's something called Statutory Declaration of Common Law. So basically you're identifying that person as a common law partner. So in any part of the form you're asked single, married, divorced, or common law, you're going to take common law. Obviously, if you take common law, during the end of the whole visa process, you'll be asked to show proof of common law partnership. So the proof for common law partnership are as follows. The first one is your the Statutory Declaration of Common Law form. You fill this form and you go submit the form to the court, and the court is going to notarize it for you. The second one is pictures of you and your partner. For example, in my case, I submitted a common law form, and me and my partner have been dating for quite a couple years. So I showed pictures from year by year to show that, oh, okay, we have actually been dating. So that's what I did. And also the last thing is, if you guys have lived together in the past, or maybe one particular, does not even have to be currently, if you have lived together in the past for at least 1 year, or in the rental agreement your names are there, you need to also include that rental agreement. Also, if you guys have bought properties before, you should also include that. Finally, if you have any joint bank account, you can include that. If you don't have any joint bank account, you don't have to include that. If you've not bought any property together, you don't have to include that. But the most compulsory thing is that you guys must have lived together and shared bills for at least a year. And also the form. How does this benefit your partner? Your partner can come visit you in Canada or can come with you together immediately to Canada. Your partner is going to have a open work permit, meaning your partner can work here. So it's going to be an open work permit, and permit is going to be invalid once you're done with your school. So that's it. It's just like a temporary situation. I think that is everything in this video. I've mentioned every single document I used. If there's any other one I remember that maybe it's not part of this list, which I doubt, it will be in the description box. I'm also going to list everything back down in the description box so you can easily access it and take a screenshot or something. I really hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Bye.